All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I am interviewing my good buddy Chris King, who is founder of the Yoga Business Revolution and has really done an amazing job helping yoga entrepreneurs, yoga instructors get more students. And we're all about helping you grow your yoga practice to have an abundant practice and help more people out there in the world. And so with that, I want to introduce my friend Chris King. Chris, welcome to our program.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm so stoked to be here. You were on my interview series a few months ago, and I think got some of the most enthusiastic and thankful, grateful appreciation, and I just hope that I can live up to those same standards here.
Well, thank you very much. I sincerely appreciate it. And, one of the things that you do and one of the things that I try to do is to always provide value to the yoga community out there and the people who are looking to grow their yoga business. And I know that you've got some great tips today, but it's all about providing value to those people, right?
Yeah, totally. And specifically, we're going to be talking about how to provide value and improve people's lives and grow your following online.
So let's get into it. You said you've got 3 awesome tips for yoga instructors out there on how they can start building their business right now.
Yes, exactly. And I also want to stress that this is all totally doable. So even if you don't have a website, you don't have any kind of email system set up or whatever, we're going to explain how to get into this with almost no software, no technology, no nothing.
No cost.
Because it is so important.
Yeah, and doing it for free as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people that do education out there, and they come up with, here's this giant, enormous plan that feels terrifically overwhelming, and that's not what we're doing today. We're doing step 1, 2, 3, as simple as ABC, and let's get it started. So what do you got?
Yeah, super easy. So number 1 is, like we were saying already, you want to provide value to your students on your website. And the reason I say that, and what I mean by value first, is you want to improve people's lives with your content. So that could be creating different videos, breaking down different asana sequences, or maybe a top 10 healthy juicing recipes list. Anything you want to write a blog entry on that really helps your students. And that's really important. The reason I say that, because a lot of people miss the boat on this, right? A lot of people's website is kind of like a personal soapbox for their gallery of pictures and their list of teachers and credentials and retreats they've been on. So you always want to shift that focus into how you can help your students and provide value for them. And I've got a great example I'd love to share.
Please.
About that. I had one of the best students I've had. Her name was Christine. And after she went through my online course, we focus a lot on finding your yoga niche. So, a specific group of people that you can really help out, that you might be connected to their community or might help, you can use your strengths to really serve them. And Christine is a big skier. And a lot of her students, she found out, were skiers as well. So she created the Spiritual Skier business.
I love
and
the name.
thought, it was so cool. And she thought, how can I provide value to all my students who are skiers? And she's a skier herself, and looked back on her life, and she really realized that a lot of people were getting hurt on the mountain, right?
Sure.
Having some back injuries. I think knee pain is really a big thing.
Plenty of that.
And yeah. And Christine created 3 tips to prevent injury on the mountain. And she just filmed this YouTube video, I think with her iPhone. You don't need to have a big fancy production kit. I mean, she just shot the iPhone video, put that on YouTube, and then she had this amazing resource that she could offer people anywhere. It was just such a cool resource for her to help people.
And I think that's such a great point when it comes to the tip of, you need to be able to provide value to your students. And you can do it, even if you don't have a website, you can actually still do it through taking a video with your phone or recording an audio call. You can post it on YouTube. There's all sorts of places that you can post it to get the message out there. But I think a great thing for your students to learn, and anybody who's listening to this right now, is What's the number one thing when you're teaching your students that you feel you just give the absolute most value? So,
Right.
if you're teaching prenatal yoga and it's a specific breathing technique for expectant mothers, or it's how to get started in a vegan diet if you're afraid to be vegan, and that's the thing that's going to really help your students. What's the one thing that your students respond to best? And let's take that thing and create some kind of message that you can record, that you can put out there, that provides a ton of value. Would you say that would be a good strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I've heard that said before, that you just take the best thing you have that can really help people and then give it away for free.
It's one of my good friends and mentors, Eben Pagan, who's done over $150 million of sales through his information marketing channels. He calls it moving the free line. And what he means by that is just like what you said, taking your best information, your best knowledge, your best ideas that's going to help the most people the fastest, and give it away for free. And what that does is it really demonstrates your value. So when you say give away value, it's really just your best stuff that you do all the time in your normal classes. So you don't have to rack your brain thinking, what am I possibly going to give away? It's what do you do normally in your classes that your students find valuable?
Totally. Yeah, and then just give it away. And it can be in the form of a video, a blog entry. It's really easy to create really nice looking ebooks. All you do is, fire up Microsoft Word, make your 3, 5, 10-page book, and then save it as a PDF and put some pictures in there. And I've seen people make amazing ebooks that you have forever. You can give away or sell in, maybe a couple hours. So it's totally doable.
You can do a Skype interview like this and just hit the record button and pop it up on your Facebook page or your website. Absolutely. Now, you said you had, so you have 3 tips. So what's tip number 2?
Number 2, so you always, after you're always providing value, the next most important thing you have to do on your website or online or pretty much anywhere that you're marketing your yoga career is you've got to collect names and email addresses of people who like you. And this is really, really important. I tell yoga teachers that your email list is kind of like your retirement. Because if you move studios or switch locations, or maybe you want to create an online product one day to sell to people, you really want to have a list of people who really like you and appreciate your work. Yeah. And a lot of people get hung up on the idea of sending out emails or promoting your stuff or being spammy, or they don't feel good about that. And, I have one tip that'll help you get through any kind of issues, and that's just to always, come from a place of service. And as long as you do that, you're not going to be spamming anybody, right? I mean, your students want to know more from you.
Right.
They love hearing from you, and there's only so much you can do for them in a 90-minute class. So when you create this valuable content and then sort of like clone yourself on the internet, thanks to technology, you can send emails about that content you're putting out, and also use that content to get people's names and emails. I think that's really important. I see so many websites where it says a little box and it says, sign up for my newsletter. And I say that's so, 1999, right?
It is.
It doesn't work anymore. That's what people used to do, and people are still doing it. But nowadays you got to give people stuff,
right? And
all you do is give them those videos. Right. I'll give you a quick example. We'll go back to Christine, who has created that yoga for skiers, 3 tips to keep yourself healthy on the mountain video. Right. She told me that she went to this skiers convention, like a skier and snowboarder convention, and thanks to picking her yoga niche, she knew where to find these ideal students, and she wanted to, connect with those people and get their names and emails so she could follow up with them and give them more content. So she just set up a really simple opt-in on her website, and an opt-in is where it's one of those little boxes that you have where you put your name and email address in exchange for that free video. So Christine just said to people after she met them, hey, I've got this great video that'll help you protect your knees and back and prevent injury while you're skiing. Just give me your name and email address and I'll send it out to you. So it was just as simple as that. And, you really don't even need to have a website.
Right. It really can be that simple. And I think one of the things that's important that you said about finding your niche is really critical, because there are a lot of people who think, I want my potential customers or student base to be as large as possible. And what you're really saying is that I want to be all things to all people. And that doesn't work very well. The more narrow your niche, the more likely you are to be able to get the students, get known in a particular niche. So you can be known as the go-to person in your local area for prenatal yoga instruction, or you're the right person that everybody wants to talk to in your local area, in your zip code, when it comes to yoga for back pain, or something like that. I know you said you had another cool story about cyclists, right?
Totally. Yeah, so my partner Allison and I run these yoga for cyclists workshops sometimes, because I'm a big bike rider. I'm really active in the community, and I know how important it is to strengthen your core and stretch your hamstrings and loosen up your hips after bike riding. And we were doing this workshop, and we thought, how are we going to attract people to this workshop, and how can we provide some value and enhance their lives before they even come to the workshop or even check it out? And we created this PDF, which was the Yoga for Cyclists Tune-Up Guide, the 5 best postures to enhance your comfort, boost your efficiency, and increase your power, which is all the things cyclists are after.
I love the name, the Yoga for Cyclists Tune-Up. That's a great name.
Right. Tune up your bike, tune up your body.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then we thought, okay, well, where are cyclists hanging out? Because we had our niche. And we went and volunteered at this bike ride where we prepared sandwiches and bananas, and we gave out food to all the cyclists that were doing this 100-mile bike ride at a rest stop. And then we just had our little clipboard there. And we said, hey, if you want this free guide, just put your name and email on here and we'll send it to you. So people are going along and they're getting their peanut butter and jelly and eating their bananas, and then they just see the next person signing their name. They put their name on there, and they're just really excited about it.
Well, and I think the lesson there is, and I learned this from another mentor, Brendan Bouchard, who's also extremely successful in the internet marketing world, is to ask the question, where do your customers go right before they buy and right before they break out their credit card and spend money? So you gave a perfect example just then of from the cyclist. So they just got done with a bike ride, and you're standing there saying, gosh, wouldn't this be a great time to stretch to prevent yourself from being sore and tight tomorrow? Well, that's just a perfect example, and any yoga instructor listening to this can do the same thing in your particular niche. But you need to ask yourself the question, where do your customers go right before they buy? And there's so many opportunities today in this day and age, especially for yoga instructors, where you can go and help people. So you were mentioning a skiing convention, the cycling convention. What about, marathon training? If you're helping runners for, with their back or knee problems, and you're helping them with yoga, for prenatal classes, other types of prenatal classes, there's really no end to the options. You just have to ask yourself the question, where do my clients go? Where do my students go right before they buy?
Totally. And getting clear on that niche is so beneficial, because all of a sudden the answers to that question just pop up. As soon as you have a type of person, you see all the places to find them. It's really cool.
And the other thing that I had learned from the same mentor actually is from Eben Pagan, is that niches are actually needs. So when you say, okay, I got to figure out my niche, what you want to look for instead is, what are the needs that people have that I can serve the best, the very best? And then you can put your efforts towards that community. So niches are needs. And so you don't have to worry about what's my niche, what's my niche. You think of what is your value? Who can you serve best? And what can you do for them? That's your niche.
Totally. I love it. Yeah, exactly. It's just all from a place of serving and helping people.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. And then you had, so what's your third tip?
Third tip. Oh, wow. Third one already. So this is a really basic tip that you can use in your website copy or anywhere, really. Anywhere that you're communicating with your students or potential students. That's kind of like your marketing, right? Marketing is just about communication. And it's just about you expressing how much you can help these people and how beneficial your content is.
Right.
Anytime you do that on your website or wherever, you want to make it about them.
Yeah.
Right? You want to make it, and you want to phrase everything in terms of what it will do for the person reading it.
Right.
And I know it sounds really simple, but I swear that, whenever we go to write copy for our websites or blogs or whatever, it's like our ego slides in the back door, and it's like, me, I. And I see this on yoga sites all the time. Like, I studied with Swami Kukulamunga and blah, blah, blah. Did a retreat in Thailand and got my teacher training in India. And, that stuff's important. You've got to tell your story. I tell people that, you got to have a balance, of course. Your students do want to know you, but first off, they want to know if you can help them.
Well, the number one most important word that you can have in your marketing copy is the word you.
Right.
So that's where it's all about you, and I'm serving you. It's not about me. It's about how I can help you, what's important to you. And I totally agree that is probably the biggest mistake that I see on websites today. You don't need a fancy website. You don't even have to have great pictures, although those can be nice. But you do have to have the right message that's not self-centered. It's about you, the student, the customer, and how I can help you. And I know you had some good examples to share with us as well.
Totally. And before that, real quick, I just thought of something awesome that'll help people start practicing this. So whether you have a website or not or whatever, just to practice, write a paragraph to your potential student explaining all the benefits of what your classes or workshops or retreats will do for them, and use the word you more than any other word in the entire paragraph.
I think that's a great suggestion. And so it's one paragraph, especially if it's going to be on your website. I strongly encourage you to use bullet points. And let's come up with the 10, 15, or 20 benefits that you're going to get out of the value in working together. And a lot of people they'll write 2 or 3 bullet points, and then they'll kind of get stuck, or they'll stop and they'll leave that there. That's not enough. Go overboard, and you can always cut them out. You can narrow it down to the top 5 or the top 10, but go overboard in terms of the number of benefits and bullet points that you will receive as the student, as the customer.
Totally. Yeah, it's such a great practice, and it's easy, it's fun. You can just get started right away. Example. Yeah, right. Yeah. So if anyone wants to go and check out my site, themarketingalchemist.com, and alchemist is like the book The Alchemist. It's spelled with a CH, so themarketingalchemist.com. And then go to the About page. And I've written an About page where it all starts out talking about the reader and telling them how much I can help them and how my services are specifically catered to yoga professionals and conscious entrepreneurs. And, I understand the way they think. I understand what they're going through and how they just want to make a difference in the world. And, just like me. And then after that, it goes into my story, which is important. You've got to establish your credibility so people know what you're talking about, and they want to connect with you on a personal level. But first, you put all that stuff about the reader. And I feel like it's a good balance there.
And I went to the Marketing Alchemist, and you definitely walk your talk. The entire website is about the customer, and even the About section, which is supposed to be about Chris King, it starts off with how I can help you, which I thought was brilliant. And so you've really done a good job making it all about you. So that's a great example for anybody watching this, if you want a good example of a website and how you can make it about your customer, check out themarketingalchemist.com. That's themarketingalchemist.com. And that's Chris King's site. I'm impressed by it. I really like it. So what is, and I know you said you have a very special offer for the yogis who are tuned in today.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, you just totally kicked butt on my interview series, and people were so stoked. I felt like I should really bust out some good stuff here.
Thank you.
Yeah, likewise. So, I usually don't do this all the time, but right now I'd like to offer everybody a 30-minute Start Your Yoga Revolution discovery session or clarity session. And the reason I call it a clarity session is because I find that, so many people in our community don't know exactly what their niche is. They might have heard of this idea and they hear people like us talking about how important it is, but they just have a hard time narrowing down, or maybe they don't know exactly how to structure their offering, or if they should leave a studio that they might feel isn't serving them. Or, I know we have so many questions as entrepreneurs, and it's just so refreshing, to have somebody that's been there before and has walked the path before and that can share some perspective. And I find I can really help people in just 30 minutes and help get you on the right path. So I'd like to offer that.
That's a very generous offer. So this is the Yoga Business Revolution, which you're the founder of, and you're offering a 30-minute free consultation for any yoga instructor out there who's looking to kickstart their business. If you are looking for more students, if you're looking for more growth, if you're just authored a book, or you want to author a book and you want to find out how to get your name out there, you want to be a sought after yoga instructor who gets asked to come and speak, gets asked to come and teach classes, gets asked to go on retreats abroad, then I would say you are ripe for this free 30-minute interview with Chris King at the Yoga Business Revolution.
Totally. Yeah, it's really simple. We'll just put a link below, right?
Yep, so just check out the link that's beneath under here. Click on that link, and that'll get you to Chris King's website. And what do they have to fill out there?
There's just a short questionnaire because, it's just 30 minutes, and I really want to make it awesome and get you some good stuff. So just a few questions about your business and what you're struggling with or feeling challenged with and where you want to go. Then I can start thinking about it and marinate on it, and we'll have tons of fun together and get you on the right path.
Well, and you'll be able to walk people through a step-by-step system similar to what we just went through, but give them very specifics on exactly what they need to do to get them on the path of creating the yoga practice that they've always dreamed of, right?
Totally.
That's
right
fantastic.
On.
Well, Chris King, founder of the Yoga Business Revolution, thank you so much for your 3 awesome tips. I sincerely appreciate it, and we're going to look forward to seeing you again soon.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. I was happy to be here.
Pleasure was all ours. Thanks, Chris.
Bye.